What Julie does that's been so great is to really educate consumers about how they should buy their food. I mean, they need to ask questions of their servers at restaurants, of their grocery store butchers. Where is this from? Who made it? How did they make it? And when people start demanding locally produced foods, and that's when those changes will start to happen. And Julie's the one who's really pioneered the development of these networks.
She's deeply committed to excellent food, and of course that's her connection to slow food. She really believes in that quality and believes in preserving the amazing hand-produced items that bring a richness to our table.
Slow food began as an ironic protest in 1986 when the neon golden arches went in at the foot of the Spanish Steps. It became an organization. Within a matter of years, it had spread all over Europe. And in late 1999, Slow Food USA was born.
Slow food is food that's good, clean, and fair. Food that's good is delicious. It tastes good. It nourishes our bodies and our minds. Clean food doesn't harm the environment or the people that grow it. Food that's fair is equally accessible to anyone and everyone, and provides a living wage for the people who produce it.
The only reason the movement really moves forward is because there are these anchors in different communities and different neighborhoods throughout the country. And Julie started the Atlanta chapter and has been kind of a magnet for drawing people to the slow food movement, which really connects farmers and consumers. It connects people with the food that they eat.
When I was approved as a leader for Slow Food USA, one of the first places I came was right here to this market, Morningside Farmers Market, and I talked to the farmers about the organization. They were skeptical. They were like, what is this organization, Slow Food? What are you talking about, slow cooking?
I've been a member of Slow Food for many years, and my concern about the environment, my desire to preserve certain food cultures, and also just to support local farmers is my primary interest, and that's what Slow Food's all about.
There's a tremendous synergy and energy for the local sustainable food movement at this time.
Great food comes from farmers, not necessarily from chefs. I think we've gotten used to the flavor of bug spray on a lot of our foods, and we don't even recognize it anymore, and we're used to it being starchy and not sweet, and they're learning that when it comes from the farm, it's much sweeter, it's much better, and it needs very little preparation.
You know, buying local is smart business-wise. I'd rather pay the freight from Valdosta or Moultrie than from Southern California, and we keep the dollars here in the state. I mean, that benefits my neighbors. That benefits me.
In America these days, the average produce item has traveled 1,500 miles from farm to your supermarket. That really is pretty stunning when you think about the carbon emissions and the carbon footprint. The momentum is really growing to be aware and conscious of environmental issues, and food is a big one. And, you know, people are enjoying, I think, sort of a renaissance of the farmers markets, knowing the people who grow their food, and they have a personal relationship with these people. Having a face on your food, it's soul satisfying. Part of what we do in our aim to protect biodiversity is we try to protect foods, endangered animals and endangered plants, because they've disappeared from our tables for one reason or another. And you know, you really kind of have to eat them to save them, because if you create a demand, then farmers are likely to, you know, raise the animals for consumption.
I've been a cattleman all my life, but I started selling grass-fed beef about 5 years ago. That's when I met Julie Shaffer. I joined Slow Food Atlanta. She really understands good food, she understands good people, and has worked tirelessly to bring us together.
It's my belief that we do two things. We pass on and preserve the knowledge of food preparation, and we help protect the food supply. And we're only as good as our food supply.
It takes a while, at least a minimum of 60 to 90 days, for a chef to come to us and say, can you grow these peppers? Can you grow this variety? So they need to be proactive and start in the early spring or late winter to tell us what they want for us to grow.
It's our responsibility as chefs in our restaurant to support local growers and local agriculture. Otherwise, all this beautiful cultural treasure that we have with them, it would just disappear. The difference in between buy from organic growers that are local and buy from the big companies is huge. This soda can make some beautiful sauces for seafood. Every season, Mr. Taylor brings what is here, is local, and what is really interesting to cook and put on the plate for my guests.